So we are going to start building the beginning stages of recall. So this exercise is called place to place. So what this starts to do is it starts to put together all the things that you have been working with your dog up until now. So we have place, we have down, and we have down on place. So that's the type of stuff we're going to start incorporating into this, where we are calling our dogs between two stationary positions, right? I want my dog to move from this place to that place, and I'm going to use the recall command. I'm going to use here, you can use come, whatever you want to put in there for your word. And we are going to teach the dog how to move between two stationary places using the word here. And so this is what I mean by having such a good foundation of your place cot, because it really starts to help you bring these other behaviors into focus for your dog and making it easier because you're giving them things to visually target. It is a lot easier for your dog to come into your space using a target. So that's what we're doing here. And so again, building all these behaviors off of place is what helps you get to this moment. We're going to continue to build our recall, obviously, in a bunch of different ways when we get more advanced. But right now, teaching our dog what it means to move between two spaces using a particular word is what we're going to use to teach them the recall behavior. So for this exercise, we need two places for our dogs to target, and we have our dog on a long line. The distance between the place cots is going to be dependent on how much your dog can follow through with the activity. If your dog needs to have the cots closer together because it's easier for them to make that passage, then do it that way. As your dog gets better, you can start moving these cots away from each other so your dog has a longer distance to travel. We use our long line for guidance because the e-collar is not directional. So this is how I'm teaching my dog where to go and how to turn off the e-collar sensation by following the direction of the leash. Okay, so to get started, I have Tallulah on place on one side. I am going to take this leash and just drop it in a straight line, directing her to this other place cot. So remember the first few exercises, no e-collar stim, walk your dog through the situation because there's less pressure on them and they can work through the exercise. So we want to make sure that they understand what we want them to do first, okay? So I'm simply going to say, Tallulah, here, and guide her. Good, place, down, good. I'm simply going to guide her towards me and encourage her when she gets over to this area and let her know that she's doing the right thing. Good girl, mommy. Okay, same thing on this side. I have the leash loose. Tallulah here, place, down, good. So if she needed more guidance, like she didn't know to get off of the cot and come in my direction, I can give her that information with the leash. If she happens to go off in another direction, again, I can guide her back with my leash. Make sure your dog understands that you want them to cross between these two places, okay? Reward them when they get there, make it really nice and exciting, and then repeat the exercise. When your dog has a good understanding of what you want them to do, invite the e-collar in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is invite the e-collar pressure into the training process, and I'm going to simply do the same thing. I'm going to ask her to come to me, and I'm going to press down the button until she commits to coming in my direction. The second that she commits to coming in my direction, my finger is off the button, and I let her know that she's doing the right thing by marking that behavior with the word good and drawing her into this targeted space right here, okay? Tallulah here, good, place, down, good girl, mama. So again, reward when your dog gets there, whatever, you know, whatever they like, whatever gets them saucy. Recall is something that you want to really make a fun game for your dog. You want them to be excited about coming to you. So if that's pets, if that's food, whatever it is, make sure to use it, okay? We're gonna do it again this way. I'm gonna lift my arm in the air like this when I'm having the e-collar pressure on. I'm gonna lower it down when I've turned it off. Here. Good. Good girl. Good girl, mama. Okay, so when your dog starts really understanding what you're asking them to do now with the e-collar pressure, you can start limiting the amount of leash guidance that you use to make your dog more reliable on just the e-collar pressure. We're gonna use our body language and appropriate physical prompts to get our dog into our space, okay? So as my dog continues to improve with this exercise, I can start fading out leash guidance, and I can also move these place cots further away from each other, okay? So I'm increasing the difficulty, the amount of space, and also the amount of guidance that I'm providing my dog. In turn, this is gonna make them more reliable on this type of communication as opposed to the leash guidance. So again, I'm going to fade out the leash guidance now. Here, place, down. So this is an opportunity for her to make more of the directional choices as opposed to me guiding them. We start to move these cots further away. Lou, here, place, down, good. When you move to having your dog off leash entirely, really make sure you add a lot of that body language in there so the dog knows to come in your direction. Lou, here, place, down, good. So what we're ultimately doing is we're creating a habit loop, right? Move from over there to over here. And we're doing that over and over and over, creating a chain of behaviors. So in the future, when we start eliminating these props, your dog is going to be able to go from that location over to your location and center right into your space. So this is how you start teach and recall. I hope that helps. We'll see you on the next step.